Do the bam.
Yeah.
You gotta do the bam.
You're
Bam.
live.
Because we're live. And which is a good thing, I would guess at this point in time. It's Skip Clark from Skip Happens. And of course, my left, the president and founder of the Country Music Fan Club, the official Country Music Fan Club. Deb Lamphere is with me. And our guest tonight, a new and upcoming artist. And I want to call this like the Rising Star Showcase. When we talk to the new artist, I think that's a name I need to put on this. And it's Faith Schueler, and I've been reading your bio, and I've heard nothing but just great things about you. And I said, we got to get this girl on Skip Happens. So,
oh my goodness! Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate all of this.
Yes, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about you, Faith. First of all, where are you, and describe your surroundings to us.
So right now I'm in my homie music room. I got my piano next to me, my guitar behind me, and this is where all the magic happens, pretty much.
And where is that? What part of the country are you in?
So right now I live in Summerville, South Carolina, which is just a little bit outside of Charleston.
Okay. We go to the Outer Banks, North Carolina, but we usually do that in September. So, but I don't know if that's going to happen this year because of everything that's going on, the pandemic and all that crazy stuff. So.
Oh, goodness. Unfortunately, probably not.
I know. Well, I got the podcast to fall back on, and we can have some fun doing this, I guess, if I don't get a chance to get away. But
you might be doing double podcasts.
Yeah, we're gonna have to double up to keep me busy. I don't know. I was told, though, if I do go, of course, then we got to quarantine the 14 days upon return to New York. So
that's right. I think it's the same for South Carolina too.
Yeah.
So
they got that list, and I keep watching it day in and day out, hoping it's going to change. And really, there's not much changing, unfortunately.
Well, it's changed, but not quite the states that we want to change.
Exactly.
All the places we want to go with the beaches and the water and all that.
Yeah, probably not the best idea.
Can we, okay, so you're just starting out more or less. You're on the road to some pretty good success from what I've heard. Tell us a little bit about you and your music.
Okay, so music has always been a huge role in my life. I started at a super, super young age. I'm pretty sure I was humming music before I could even speak. So I grew up just listening to music. My mom always was playing music. I just had a deep passion for music. So I started singing at a really young age. And then I really started picking up music and performing at probably the age of 13. And I learned piano, and then I self-taught myself the guitar and ukulele. So from there, I just started writing music and pursuing this dream.
Yeah, and that was, well, you're not that old.
Not that old.
You are, can I say, like 18?
I am 18, turning 19 this year.
No, wow. You know,
yeah.
That's awesome. And for doing it at such a young age, to have this success already, that's just
Thank you. It takes lots of hard work and lots of perseverance, but yeah, it's been a dream of mine for a really long time. I've been working towards it for as long as I can remember. So it's awesome.
Now, what about music in your family? I mean, you said your mom listened to music, but are you the only one that's doing this, or do you have siblings that are doing it? Or?
So I'm an only child.
Okay.
But my mom, she definitely introduced music to me. She would like sing to me all the time when I was little, and she would play music to me all the time. So I really do like give a lot of her love for music. That's like, I give her all the credit for that because she's the one who introduced it to me. But I know there's my grandfather was into music. He could like play the piano by ear and all this stuff. So definitely in the family somewhere. But it's just me. So
do you get to go to Nashville very often?
I do. So last time I went was last October. And I went and recorded an EP called One Love Song at a Time. I got to work with some amazing and phenomenal writers and musicians. It was just a great experience. And I'm going back in a few weeks, actually, to record some more.
Wow. So they're going to let you into the studio. You can do all that now?
So kind of. So my producer, Greg, his name's Greg Beek. He's awesome. But he he's going to be behind in the production room and I can only go in like the recording booth. So that's how we're kind of working it, which is not going to be the full experience, but honestly,
It's the next best thing.
Yeah.
Some of your writers, though, Elsie Elliott, Chris, was it Bergness? Yep, and Jordan Lawhead. Those are some names.
I know. Honestly, it's been such an honor to work with these people. They are like the most genuine people I have ever met. They are all so sweet and so willing to help me, which is awesome. And I've just made such great friends out of this whole experience. And we keep up. We text like every couple times a month. So it's awesome to really be able to work with these people.
And how did you get to know these guys?
So it kind of, I could like go on all day, but it kind of started.
We're listening. We're all ears.
We're here. So it started when I was pretty young. I was still like in middle school, maybe I just started high school. So I met Elliot Elsey. He's in Charleston. He's a producer. And so I was like, man, I just really have this song that I wrote and I really want to record it and start putting it out there for the world to hear. So I recorded my first song ever called Who Holds Your Heart, which was like Little Baby Faith, you know, putting something on Spotify and iTunes. And he really just helped me take off, and he like introduced me to this whole new concept of production and recording. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I worked with him, and then eventually I met my vocal coach. Her name's Maggie Cook, and she has helped me immensely with my vocal techniques and a healthy way of singing. So I met her, and I've been working with her for about 4 years now. And then Elliot introduced me to Greg Beek in Nashville because we wanted some Nashville musicians to put on a track. And he was like, well, I know this producer who can get you some Nashville musicians, and we'll just send you the track and you can record your vocals here. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. So I ended up meeting Greg, and Greg was like, I love your vocals and I would love to work with you. You should come to Nashville and we should just like work on some stuff. So I went to Nashville, and it's like a whole storyline. I went to Nashville, and then I met Greg. He was super welcoming, very sweet, and he started like almost taking me under his wing a little bit, kind of mentoring me. And then he introduced me to Chris Bergsness and Jordan Lawhead and all of these Nashville musicians that I've been able to work with and write with. And they have just, you know, been by my side, kind of like taking me under their wing a little bit and just guiding me along the way. And I've been, ever since then, I've just been working and continuing to work with all these people.
You have a voice for an 18-year-old that is very mature.
Thank you. I get that a lot.
Very full and husky.
They tell me that. They say, no, like when I start singing, they're like, you don't sound like that. Like your talking voice is like this sweet little girl. And then when I start singing, they're like, whoa. And you could only imagine the faces when I was like 14 and that kind of voice was coming out of a 14-year-old. People were like, no, that doesn't look right.
You know, I have to ask, and being 18, were you going to Nashville when you were still in high school? Were you making that trip, or were you homeschooling? What was going on?
So I graduated last year, and I did my first Nashville trip last year as well. So it was like right out of high school.
Okay.
But I have been like going to college, and I've been doing a lot of online as well. So that way it allows me to kind of do college as well as work on music and travel and pursue my dream. So it's like a win-win situation.
Sure.
So how were your parents through this whole journey? Have they been there right beside you? Did they meet all these people? You were introduced to them because you were young, and being a young girl, I'm sure they didn't want to just throw you out to the.
Yeah. So my parents, ever since I was little, they knew that like I had a gift. I think they knew before I knew. And they have been the most supportive people throughout this entire experience. My mom, and she's like my little roadie, and she'll be dragging equipment and, you know, to my performances and setting up my equipment. She's like my she's amazing. And so is my dad. Like, they both come to my performances, and they've just been so supportive through this entire journey. I honestly like would not be where I am without them today. So I'm so grateful to have like supportive parents who see this dream that I have, and they want to help me pursue this dream. So they really do everything in their effort, and I hope one day I can repay them for that. So
I'm sure you will. You're off to a great start.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your songwriting.
Okay, so songwriting, I've been writing for a while now. Probably I wrote my first song when I was 13, and
Wow.
I'm not going to say they were good, but they were songs, okay? And I started writing and just learning, and a lot of songs I was writing by myself. And then when I met Greg, I got introduced to co-writing, and so I started co-writing with Chris and Jordan and all these other people, and I started co-writing, and I was like, a whole new concept. And it's so cool because you can write with someone else and they have other ideas that maybe you wouldn't have necessarily, and we just like feed off of each other's ideas, and it's just like so much fun for us. We have a blast writing. So I've just been working really hard and trying to write as much as I can and just crank out that music.
You know, we talk about the Deb, you and I, we always talk about the songwriters and how they're adapting to the quarantine and everything that's going on.
Yeah.
How has that worked with you? Has it been good for you in a way?
I think so. Obviously, the situation we're in, not good. I feel
right, exactly. But
it has allowed me to really just any stress that I like ever had just left my shoulders, and I'm like, I got nothing to do right now. Like, let's write a song. And I would be writing, and one song after the other, I would just feel like inspiration all over the place. So it definitely has really just helped my writing, and it's helped me grow. I had a really good conversation with my producer Greg in Nashville, and he was like, whoa, like you're really starting to crank out these songs, and I can see your improvement. And hearing that from someone that I look up to, it means so much. So it definitely, I feel like I have grown a lot throughout this whole experience, as so I kind of turned like a bad situation into something good. And yeah, I'm really excited. I've just been working really hard on writing, and hopefully we'll continue to do so.
You're absolutely right. I mean, nobody, the pandemic is terrible. We all get that, but there's been a good side to having this time, whether it's us or me that works in radio, and Deb doing what she does, and you being an artist, that we've got time now to step back and kind of regroup and maybe tweak a few things. And that's the good side of all this. And that's, why I was asking, how has it been for you? Get that. Let me ask you this. Have you picked up any new hobbies because of the quarantine?
Well, I do like to, I've been coloring a little bit. I don't know. That sounds so 5-year-old, but I do enjoy coloring and just doing some drawings and art and stuff. I'm not artistic in that sense, but it's calming. And I tried to pick up earring making for a little bit, but that did not last very long. So basically still music, still working hard on writing songs.
When you say you're artistic and you like to draw, what do you draw? Cartoon figures, or do you just
like flowers at the most, but usually it's just like coloring in between the lines kind of deal.
I have 2 daughters that love to color, so
yeah,
it's really cool, and they're older.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with it.
It's relaxing.
Yeah,
it's one of those relaxing therapeutic things to get your mind off in another direction.
We talked to somebody a few weeks ago, and they were talking about they go outside and play badminton, with the birdie, and just kind of
absolutely.
I never did that before. We're doing it all the time now. So So you're in South Carolina. What are you near? What big city?
So Charleston.
Right.
It's about 25 minutes away on a good day. Okay. No traffic day.
Yeah.
I hear that's the up and coming place for the younger generation.
I think it is. It's really getting big.
Now, have you been there all your life?
I'm sorry?
Have you been in Charleston or there all your life? You're not in Charleston, but yeah.
Yes. So Somerville is like a small town outside of Charleston, but I feel kind of like it's Charleston. But yeah, I have grown up, born, raised here. It's kind of all I know. So
What about somebody says we lost the sound. Hopefully we didn't lose the sound. I can hear and you can hear us, right? Just reading one of the comments on the side. Thanks, Bob. We'll look into that. But have you, like, growing up and you said you started writing at the age of 13, give or take a little bit. Were you like in any singing competitions? Did you get involved with, like, they used to have I think years ago it was the Colgate Country Showdown, and then it went to be the Texaco Country Showdown, and then it ended up being the Showdown, and now it's gone. But have you done something like that?
Yeah, when I started singing, so I went to a private Christian school for a little while, and so when I did a talent show there, and that was kind of like my first ever live performance, like playing guitar by myself. I remember the day very well. I sang "A Thousand Years" by Christina Perri. So that was like my first talent show, but it wasn't like a someone wins kind of situation. It was more just like, hey, look who has talent. And then I did audition for America's Got Talent. And so that was like another big step towards this whole thing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now we're getting some. I'm just reading some of the comments here, but we can hear you loud and clear, and you can hear us. But I know Kristen, Pauline, and Bob all said they've lost the sound. So hang on, folks, because I'm sure it's going to come back. I think it's good. It's got to be on their end because we can hear everything here.
You want to?
So, which is good. We can have actually Julie, our producer, is here, and she can check it on Facebook. I think, right? Yeah, she's shaking her head. She won't talk. But we can continue on because if they can't hear us right now, this will all be uploaded to YouTube. I see Jeff is on there as well, says we lost the sound, but hang on.
Maybe you could type a note. Hang on.
We're
checking out our technical here. So unless there's a storm somewhere, maybe those folks out in the area.
Here for sure. There's some.
Okay, so let's well, I'm sure hopefully this will come back. If not, we'll upload it afterwards. But let's talk a little bit more about your music. You got One Love Song at a Time. That just such a great song. And here again, when I heard that, when Jeff sent it to me, I was like, there's no way that this girl is 18. The voice is so full. And I said, this song's got hit written all over it. So,
oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Is that being pushed to radio, Faith?
So yes, it is. Right now I have a few stations interested in playing it on the radio station, which is mind-blowing, like dream come true. So I'm really excited for that.
Very cool. And I'm sorry, I heard what you said, but somebody else was, we're just making sure it sounds going to be good here. It's the technical things we do a podcast.
We usually have to deal with these every once in a while. So.
It all happens. Maybe it's the South Carolina thing.
That's what I'm thinking. There must be something going on there.
No, I have no idea. Let's talk more about, you got an EP.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? 4 or 5 songs on your EP.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about those.
I'm sorry?
Tell us about that.
Okay, so basically I wrote these songs. I co-wrote these songs. So I wrote them with Chris Bergsness and Greg Beek, and then I wrote Tell Me Everything with Jordan Lawhead, which was a magical moment. I'll tell you all about that. But we were in studio, and I wanted one more song to put on the EP. And so Jordan came into the production room, and we sat down, and he started playing this little riff on the guitar, and I was like, oh, I love that. And he just started saying, Tell Me Everything. And so we wrote this song in a matter of 10 minutes, literally, and we had the whole song done. And we were getting ready to record it, and Greg said, okay, I have to get the musicians first, and then we can record your vocals. So I was like, okay, let's do that. And Greg said, well, let me get a scratch vocal just so you will be able to, so the musicians can hear you. So I was like, okay. And so I took the mic and I was just singing, thinking that the only people hearing me were the musicians. But little did I know, Greg was actually recording the entire thing. And I go back into studio the next day and he starts playing it and he was like, oh my goodness, we're not touching this. This is amazing. And he was like, you don't even have to re-sing it.
For a
So
first take? That was all on the first take?
Yeah, first take.
Wow.
That's
first
amazing.
sang the song all the way through.
Wow.
And it was just like such a magical moment. And I felt so much emotion. That's like the best feeling you can possibly have as an artist performing or singing, is like when you just pour your heart out into a song and you just, I felt like no one else was in the room. And I felt like it was just me and this song that we had just written together. And it was just such an amazing moment. I will like never forget that moment.
Now, what gets me is this is a song you said you wrote in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You have a song that you wrote in 10 minutes and you recorded it on the first take and you had all the emotion to go along with it. So
Yeah, I guess it was meant to be.
it's absolutely meant to be. Something like that is just unheard of.
Yeah, so that song is definitely probably my favorite. It's I don't know, it's just different. And it was such a push for me because it really made me go out of my comfort zone, especially when recording, because I went from super low notes to these like octave high notes. So it was like something different for me. And I cherish that moment for sure.
See, your vocal coach did you good.
She did.
Tell you what, I want everybody to stay right there for a minute.
Okay.
Because we are apparently, I just had somebody check it upstairs with the Facebook, but I know we can hear you. Faith, stay right there. Okay. We're going to go out. We're going to come right back in, and everybody just stay put.
Just stay put.
Of course,
They can't hear us, but we'll
all
be
right,
right back.
let me put a little note here, because I want everybody to hear how good she is in her story.
Definitely.
And it's fabulous.
Definitely.
So sweet.
That's the one nice thing about this little messenger, because people
That is
can
very
comments in.
Hang on. All right, here we go. Stay there. What we got? What we got?
Are they back?
Yes, hang on.
Okay.
Start the watch party.
Are we oh, wait a minute. I think the stream is on, and we might be back. I think it's still counting down. I don't know if it ever lost us. I don't know if somebody wants to chime in and tell us if they can hear
Tell us if you can hear us.
Please, we beg you.
Send a message. Send a message.
We're sending Julie upstairs to check the
Julie,
other machine.
send us a message. Let us know if you can hear us or not.
There you go. So, I mean, what's the weather? And you always bring up the weather when you don't know
when you don't know what to
about.
talk about. If we talk about LA, it's
like,
the traffic. When we
right,
talk about
right.
here, it's the weather.
Yeah.
So these are all test conversations to make sure people can hear us.
We
before
need
get-
subtitles. No. Wait a minute. We got to make this work.
Oh my goodness. Still can't hear us?
Okay. Stay. We're going to stop. We're going to go out. We're coming right back. Stay
But
right
we
there.
are still live, apparently.
Apparently we are.
You are.
Right. What you got there, Julie? Okay. Stand by. Everybody stand by. Here we go.